Good morning, students. Last class we have introduced what is inverse trigonometric functions. So today's class is learning properties of inverse trigonometric functions. So today properties. Properties are nothing but you can think of the formulae. You know, in trigonometry you have a lot of formulae, right? I request all of you to recollect all of that. What you can do, you can write one formula sheet of trigonometry, okay? And then keep in your pocket and keep on looking into it until it becomes, until it sticks to your memory. It's very important. You should remember all of that. But I'll try to recollect wherever it is something is needed. I'm going to recollect all that formulas for you. So one last class also I want to revise something. What is that we learned last class? That concept I'll give you a kind of a trick how you can remember what we discussed everything last class. What was that last class concept? Basically converting your trigonometric functions to inverse functions. As such, trigonometric functions doesn't have inverse because all of them are many to one. All the trigonometric functions are many to one. As such, if it is many to one, there is no inverse trigonometric function. But how do you make it? How do you make sine has got a sine inverse? So for that, you put restrictions on the range of your inverse trigonometric functions. That you have to remember. So that it is easy to remember using a unit circle. And then the trick is you group all the things into two groups. One group is sine inverse x, another is sine, tan and cosecant. These are one group. Your formulas, properties also, they are given like this only. If you see all the properties, they group these three together. That is sine, tan, cosecant. Similarly, other three you know. Okay, tell me. That is cos inverse of x, then cot inverse of x, then secant inverse of x. So these three will go together, and these three will go together. How these three goes together? You please try to understand. For this, I will introduce one very important property. You know that how you say that one function. How did you define inverse of a function? That is, if you have f circle g, we did many problems. F circle g is equals to identity function on g, and g circle f is equals to identity function on input of f. So here you wrote y, here you wrote x, right? Because you consider g of y. But here you also learned that if this satisfies, f has got inverse, and you write that as g is equals to f inverse, right? This is how you write. So now I replace this g with f inverse. Then you will get like this: f circle f inverse, and this g f inverse circle f. This is identity function. This is identity function, right? So input here. You also learned that y and x we can put anything. So you can put for g of y you could have put, or you could have put f inverse of x. You can put that, just changing the symbol. So here we will consider for both. If you see for sine x, but are you putting the y there? No. What you are putting? Sine inverse x only. That is the major difference that you have to understand. You are putting x only. But this quantity is different. What is x here? It is an angle. Please remember this. Never ever forget. What is this x here? Both are not same. Even though letter is x. Here it represents the angle. Here it represents what? Ratio of two sides. So that idea you should have. Ratio of two sides. I hope you are getting me this point. Very, very important. Based on this, we are going to define beautiful properties here. 6 properties you will get, which you have to solve. Many problems you can solve using that. So that is the first property that we are going to discuss today. Let's look at this, how it comes. So f, what is your f? Sin x you take. For example, sin x. Circle means what? Off. You can replace circle with f inverse what? Sin inverse of x. So what is x? You see here, what is F inverse basically? F circle F inverse. Basically, the whatever sine inverse does, this undo it. Yes or no? That is the concept of inverse. Okay. So sorry, it's not sine x here. Here you will put sine of sine x. It is sine of F sine of sine inverse x. So these two things will get cancelled. Yes or no? That's what it does, basically inverse of a function. You have done some work. If you use inverse of it, you can say that F is inverse of F inverse and F inverse is the inverse of F, like that. So basically whatever this does, this will undo it. So what do you get basically? X. That is the identity function concept, X. Similarly, F inverse means sine inverse. Here it is F is sine of X. So what do you get? So sine, X. So these two things gets cancelled. Now you need to answer me, what is this X and what is this X? X belongs to what? I will wait for your answer. And here X belongs to what? If you can tell this, many of the questions you can answer. So I will wait for your response. Anybody tell me what is X here? And then what is its domain? Means what are the possible values that we can give? Here for this also. So what is the possible values that we can give X? I am waiting for your answers. Please respond. I hope there is not much lag. Anybody please? Somebody said that. Akash. 0 to 90. Here, 0 to 180. Oh, okay. Anybody else? Which one? For this first one? First one? Okay. I am waiting for the people to respond. Think. Here what is the function? Sine inverse. So for sine inverse, what is the input? Oh, Vivek R. Very nice. -1 to +1. Very nice. Yes. So here it is sine inverse x will take ratio. See here, I said here sine inverse x. What is the input for this? Ratio of two sides. For sine, it ranges from -1 to +1. Very good. Now, for this you tell. What is this? Sine inverse of sine x. Yeah. What is this x? This x is an angle. So for inverse function, what is its range? You should remember. You are putting restriction on this, right? So what is that? Yeah, very good. Upendra Likit, very nice. X belongs to -π/2 to +π/2. So how to remember this? I will give you a technique for you to use this technique. That is, for sine, tan and cosecant, it is, you see, for sine where you will get -1 here, here +1. So here to here, what is this angle? This is -π/2, this is +π/2. So you wanted values -1 to 1. So for that, you can get from -π/2 to π/2. So that's how you get this. Now if you see tan, what you wanted? All real numbers. That is -∞ to +∞. So you get that also from here, -∞ to +∞. So like that. So this is one set of property. Please write down this set of property. Now with the similar fashion, you can develop for sine, cos and tan, cosecant, secant and cot. Okay. So please take down this. Then you can only write for all the things. So once you take down, I want you people to write domain of sine is R. There is sine function even, no doubt. But if you take here domain R, then can you define inverse for that? So his question is domain of sine is R. If you take R here, okay, then can you define sine inverse for that? Then it becomes many to one function. That's why we have put a restriction on this. That is, It's sine inverse function. What is sine inverse function? Range. Sine inverse function range. What is sine inverse function range? Minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. If you don't put that restriction on its range, then it is not a inverse function. Is it clear? Yes or no? Okay. So similarly, can you do it for cos? So anything, all these properties are like this. Once you do it, all other things are similar fashion. So you can easily write now. What is cos of? I can say this is actually in the properties they did not given this considered as 1. So earlier itself, last whatever we have defined as inverse trigonometric function, this property holds good. So this is actually considered number 0 because properties next starts with number 1 in the textbook. So to make it to follow that sequence, we start this with 0. So cos and next we will give number 1. So next here cos inverse of x. So what do you get? X. Similarly, cos inverse of cos x. What you get here? X. So only thing is, what is x here? Here cos inverse x, input for this. So x belongs to, so minus 1 to 1, same as sine, because you see sine can go only, sine and cos can go from minus 1 to plus 1. Here you see this is in the other group. Where will you get minus 1 and plus 1 for cos? That is cos 0 is 1 and then cos 180 is minus 1. You can get here also minus 1 for cos, but that is 270. Remember one thing, for inverse trigonometric functions, this quadrant will not take. Any of this, for all these inverse trigonometric functions, we are not going to use third quadrant. If you remember that one, then you will not have confusion. Now you have to take values such that you should get 1 and just ask them. Can you see me, people? Please respond. I think there was some network issue. Now can you please? Can you raise it up there? Working now? Nobody. Can somebody respond? If you can see me and hear me, please say yes. Yes, it is clear. Okay. Thank you. Okay, you want me to repeat what I said 1 minute back? What I was telling is, so for sine, tan and cos inverse, it is minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. But only thing is brackets will change here. For the sine, full closed bracket. When it is tan, it is open bracket. When it is cosecant, it is closed, but you have to remove this value because cosecant, sine 0 is what? 0. Cosecant 0, 1 by 0. 1 by 0 infinity, you cannot define. So that's why you write it as minus pi by 2. Similarly for cos, cot and secant, it is 0 to pi. It is a closed bracket, it is open bracket. Here it is minus pi by 2 because we cannot define secant pi by 2. Okay. So now where can we solve some problems based on this? Let us solve. In the exam also they will ask these questions. Whatever is there in the textbook only it will come. So I will take it up some textbook questions on this so that parallelly you will learn property and the problems based on that property. So let's take one question, that is, find the value of sine inverse. Question is this. Find in the board exam, one question will come based on this. One question is just telling the range of sine inverse trigonometric functions. One.
చూసే నేను చెప్పాను కదా.
Okay. Can you see me now, please? Oh yes, Mahadev. Yeah, some I think internet connection issues. Can we change my mobile? Don't get it. Just wait. We will change. We will. Okay. Now if it is coming good, you try to answer for this. Please answer. Please answer in case if you are able to say this. Arshit Reddy. Okay, answer. I want the answer. Wow, you are having Dhoni photo. MS Dhoni. Yeah, please answer this question. Find the value of sine inverse sine 3 pi by 5. What is the answer for that? I know. Please give me some time. We'll try to change. We'll try to use another phone. It was buffering. Now it's better, right? So please try to answer. Now it's clear. Yeah, please answer. Now, Meghana, please answer, ma. No, change. We are changing new link. Do it then. Till that time, let it go. Let it go till that time.
Yeah, continue.
So we will be sending one more new link for you. Whenever you get buffer, next time we will use that. Till that time, okay, let's use this now. Whatever is going on. Can you people see me now? So please tell me the answer. Nobody is giving the answer for me. I am just waiting. Look at this property. Sine inverse, sine of x is x. Okay, I am getting 2 pi by 5. Oh, many people. Oh, wonderful. Any others? Any other answer? Any other answer? Okay. How come everybody is giving correct answer? You are wonderful. Why? Can somebody tell me why it is 2 pi by 5? You see here, sine inverse of sine x is x. So here in place of x you have got 3 pi by 5. So x equals to 3 pi by 5, right? Why it is 2 pi by 5? Are you not getting this question? Once you write this, you must check x is an angle which should be between belong to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. So you have to check that whether it is within this range or not. So if you see this 3 pi by 5, pi by how much? Pi is 180. 180 divided by 5 into 3. How much you will get? 5, 3 is 15, 30, 36. Okay, 3 into 36. Definitely it is more than 90. But maximum you can have 90. So you cannot take. Some many people, just looking at it, write this x. But it's an angle. It's not a ratio. You see here, it is sine takes an angle. Now, how do you convert this to within pi by 2? For that, you use the properties. So you know that any angle, very good. I got from Kupendra, I think it is Janani. She answered, it is greater than 90. Correct. That is the reason. So it cannot be greater than 90. So you know for every angle sine, you can write sine of 90 minus theta. So r 180 minus theta. You can write one for sine. You have got either 90 minus theta or 180 minus theta. Which one you will use here? Because it's more than 90. So you should use 180 minus something. So you can write 3 pi by sine 3 pi by 5 can be written as sine 180 minus 3 pi by 5, because sine 180 minus theta, that is pi minus theta, is sine theta. So you can write like this. Now if you take this one, if you simplify this, what do you get? 5 pi minus 3 pi. 5 pi minus 3 pi divided by 5. So that is sine 2 pi by 5. So in place of sine 3 pi by 5, you put sine inverse sine 2 pi by 5, because both are same. Now you can apply this. That is 2 pi by 5. This is less than 90 degrees, because pi by 5 is 36. 36 into 2, 72. This comes to 108. So that's why it is not valid. Now it is 72. So people who gave answer, please give a big round of applause for you. Generally, this thing is asked even in CET also. So can I give one more question? This is miscellaneous example question. This one. Now I will give one more question. Same thing here. This exercise 2.2 you can say, because sorry 3.2. No, 2.2. Exercise 2.2. Question number 16. So here the questions are not organized based on the concepts. So I am trying to organize the questions for you people based on each property. So question number 16. So sine inverse sine 2 pi here in place of this. Please do it now. Tell me quickly. 2 pi by 3. Just the value is changed here. Now I want to see the answers. Sir, board is not clear. Oh, is it so? Please do.
It's clear. It's clear.
There is a call coming here. What you should do, Kalavati, you should increase the quality in your thing. How do you do that? You please click on 3 lines there. If you click on that, there it will show the pixel quality. You make it 480 pixel quality in your mobile or laptop, whatever you are seeing. Then it will be clear for you people. Yeah, try to answer this. Because this is the best that we can write here and many people are able to see. I want to answer first. The same approach. Pi by 3, very nice. See here, if you put 2 pi by 3, that is more, pi by 3 is what? 60. 60 into 2, 120. So can you give 120 answer? No, you cannot give. So what you do? You try to write sine 2 pi by 3. Sine 2 pi by 3, it is also more than 90. So you will write pi minus 2 pi by 3. What is pi minus 2 pi by 3? So 3 pi minus 2 pi divided by 3. That comes to sine pi by 3. So now you can write 2 pi by 3 as pi by 3. Now you can apply the same property. You get pi by 3 which is less than 90. Done. Next. Let us do this. 17th question. Question number 17. Exercise. Find the value of tan inverse. In place of sine you have got tan inverse. Tan inverse. Tan 3 pi by 4. First. Yeah. Quickly. Can you? Is it coming? Okay, fine. Please answer. 3 pi by 4. Can you give 3 pi by 4? Pi by 4 is 45. Okay. Okay, nice. See here. Yeah, good. You cannot give 3 pi by 4 because it is more than 90. Then you can write tan 3 pi by 4. Tan 3 pi by 4. Yeah. What will you write? Tan 3 pi by 4. Tan pi by 4 is what? 45. 45 into 3, 135. Tan 180, that is pi minus 3 pi by 4. 3 pi by 4. Now you tell me here, what is this one? It is minus. Some people have given plus pi by 4. That is wrong. Please see this. What happens? Tan pi minus 3 pi by 4. In second quadrant, tan is negative. Please remember that. Minus tan 4 pi minus 3 pi divided by 4. Minus tan pi by 4. Please remember that. Okay? Now, tan inverse tan of this thing you can write it as tan of minus pi by 4. Yes or no? So we will get minus pi by 4. Okay. Now, so it is minus pi by 4. Can we have minus pi by 4? Yes, it should be minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. So up to minus 90, fine. This minus 45, perfectly fine. Okay. So you get minus pi by 4. The answer is not, yeah, somebody has given. Sneha Shri Lakshmi. Nice. Minus pi by 4. Enough in this property. Like that, you can solve any problems. Now, we'll move on to the next property 1. So based on this, there are not many questions, but just for the sake of completeness, let us take this property. Just remember that, yes, there is one such property. Sometimes it may be useful for you. That is, now the numbering is used for the properties. This is considered as per the textbook, starts with number 1. This is from, based on your, range of inverse trigonometric function, which was what we discussed earlier, so that they have not given separate numbering for that. Okay. Now let us go to, one thing, that is, I want you people to know, please have clarity between these symbols. Many people get confused with the symbols. Suppose if I write sin x whole to the power -1, what is this? Can somebody tell? Generally, if you have say sin x whole square, you write sin square x, isn't it? Now, can you write this as same fashion? 2 you are putting here. -1 is there here. Can I put -1 here? Can I put -1 here? Is it okay? No. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is actually sin of x whole to the power -1 is 1 by sin x. What is 1 by sin x? That is, all of you know, cosecant x. So this is the reciprocal. Reciprocal of sin x is what? Cosecant x. Reciprocal of cos x, secant x. Reciprocal of tan x, cot x. You know that. Now, the property here is like this. If I have, say, sin inverse x, in terms of cosecant, how can you express? That is your property 1. Or you can have your sin inverse 1 by x. Then in terms of cosecant, what do you get? Sin inverse of 1 by x is cosecant inverse x. Or I can write sin inverse of x is cosecant inverse of 1 by x. Okay, how it happens? Let us see. I will give one, all other things you can write same fashion. But one I wanted to prove, or give you the proof. So let us consider, you know that everything you consider function as y, right? Y equals to f of x. What is f of x here? Sin inverse 1 by x. So y is equals to, you can take anything. Y equals to sin inverse or cosecant. Okay, let us put this side, whatever is that. Cosecant inverse x. This function will be, okay. So if you take this way, cosecant inverse, if it comes this side, this becomes cosecant y. Cosecant y is equals to x. Right? Now, what you wanted is, what is y? Y is cosecant inverse x. If you put that, what happens? Yeah. Cosecant y can be written as 1 divided by sin y. 1 divided by sin y. 1 by sin y is x. Now, sin y you take it that side and x bring it this side. That is, sin y is equals to 1 by x. So sin y is going here, but I am writing it here. This comes here, 1 by x. Now sin, take it this side. You wanted sin inverse 1 by x. Okay. Sin if it goes this side, y is equals to sin inverse of 1 by x. What is y? You started with y as cosecant inverse x. Therefore, cosecant inverse x is equals to sin inverse of 1 by x. I'll repeat once again. You consider, let y equals to cosecant inverse x. And when you move this one, inverse this side, here it becomes cosecant. cosecant y equals to x. Basically, what are we doing here? Take cosecant on both sides. Here cosecant y, cosecant of cosecant inverse x. You get x, right? Now cosecant y, you can write it as 1 by sin y, no problem. Reciprocal of cosecant y. Once you do this, as you wanted 1 by x, you take this one this side and bring it this side. That is sin y equals to 1 by x. Then move sin one in that side. It becomes sin inverse 1 by x. Now substitute in place of y what you have assumed. That is cosecant inverse x. That is sin inverse 1 by x. Similarly, can you write other things? This is in 1a. So in place of sin, if I put say cos, this is b. Okay, property b. Cos inverse of 1 by x. So what do you get? Secant inverse of x. Secant inverse of x. Can we do this proof also so that we get familiar? Same thing, same approach will follow. Y equals to secant inverse x. Y equals to secant inverse x. Now secant you bring it here. So it becomes secant y equals to x. Now 1 by secant, secant is actually 1 by cos y. 1 by cos y. Now cos y equals to, you just change the position. That is cos y is equals to 1 by x. Now y is equals to cos inverse of 1 by x. What is y? You started with secant inverse x. That is secant inverse x is equals to cos inverse of 1 by x. Or cos inverse of 1 by x is secant inverse of 1 by x. Suppose if I have say here 1 by x, you will get x cos inverse x. Okay, like that you can do tan also. Tan. Third one is c. Generally they don't give all the 6, they will give only 3. Sometimes they give 6 depending on. Tan inverse 1 by x is equals to cot inverse of x. For all these properties, there will be some domain restrictions here. So we don't have to discuss those things. They clearly said in the textbook, it is out of scope. But there are some domain restrictions for everything. Now for cosecant inverse, the domain restriction is x should be greater than or equals to 1 or x should be less than or equals to 1. Same thing for cos also. But for this one, here x should be greater than or equals to 0. You don't have to bother so much about those things, but if for one property you need to bother, that I will discuss. But other these things, it comes from that, whatever we put the restrictions based on that. If you want to understand why, okay, let me explain this one. You know that for sine inverse, what is the value it should be? Minus 1 to plus 1 input. Input minus 1 to plus 1, right? Suppose if I have say a value which is less than 1 and greater than 0. For example, what?
Domain.
This one.
Domain minus 1.
X.
Greater than 1.
Yeah, less than minus 1. Oh, sorry. It should be greater than or equals to plus 1 and it should be less than or equals to minus 1. So, if I take for example between minus 1 and 1, so you cannot take between this, okay. If you take, what happens? You take for example 0.5. If you take 1 divided by 0.5, it becomes 2. For sine inverse, can you give 2 value? You cannot give, okay. That is the idea here. Understand? Or if I take something which is more than minus 1 but less than 0, so minus 0.5, you get minus 2. So that is also not allowed. It should be between minus 1 to plus 1. So that's why we'll get such kind of restrictions. Okay, this is the first property. Next, so now we have written 3 here, A, B, C. Basically, writing sine inverse with cosecant inverse 1 by x, or cos inverse can be written as secant inverse 1 by x, or tan inverse can be written as cot inverse 1 by x. That is the first property. The second property, this is also important. This, we'll take these 3 one group, these 3 one group. Okay. So these three first, this how book also considers this. Okay, sine inverse minus x. If I have a negative x, what do you get? What is sine of minus x? Minus sine x. So here you will get the same. That is minus sine inverse x. Okay. X belongs to minus 1 to 1. That you already know. X belongs to minus 1 to 1. So this is A, you can say. B. Tan here sine, similarly tan of minus x is minus tan x. Here also same thing you get. That is minus tan inverse x. Okay, x belongs to all R, all real numbers. C. Sine, tan and cosecant. These three will go together. Cosecant inverse of minus x is minus cosecant inverse x. X belongs to, or you can say simple way, modulus of x should be greater than or equals to 1. That is, x should be greater than plus 1 or less than minus 1. Simple way of expressing is this. Now, other group, that is this one. For this one, you get it like this. A, B, C, D. Cos inverse of minus 6. This is, I removed that, circle, unit circle. So here you will get pi minus cos inverse x. Or cos, then cot inverse of minus x is also pi minus cot inverse x. Similarly, secant inverse of minus x is pi minus secant inverse x. Okay. The domains are same. For cos it should be minus 1, 2 plus 1. Similarly, for cot it belongs to all real numbers. For secant, modulus of x should be greater than or equals to 1. So shall we prove one? Okay, let us prove this one. Okay, for that we will take this one as y. Y is equals to sine inverse of minus x. Okay, now same process will follow. If it comes, can I erase this? Then I have more space to do. So I will do one. Okay, same process is applicable for all. So let's take sine inverse of minus x. So this we'll call it as y. Let y equals this or this equals to y. So if it goes that side, what happens? Sine y. Minus x is equals to sine y. Sine inverse going that side. Sine y. Minus x equals to sine y. Now, what you wanted is minus sine inverse x, right? So what you do? So this can be written this one can be written as x equals to minus, if it goes that side, minus sine y. Okay, and x is equals to minus sine y can be written as sine of minus y. Sine of minus y, you know that sine of minus x is minus sine x. All the properties you remember this way and also this way. If I have something like this, I can write like this. Okay, reverse way also you should remember. So that's what we are doing here. I've got a minus sine of y. This I can write sine of minus y. Now what you do? You do the trick. Sine isn't it this side? You get sine inverse of x. And what is left here? Minus y. So y is what? Sine inverse of minus x. And now minus you can send it here. Minus you send it here. So you get plus by minus minus. Y is equals to minus sine inverse of x. So what is y? That is sine inverse of minus x is finally converted to minus sine inverse of x. Okay. So like that you can do this, you can do this. Same process you have to follow. Maybe I will do this one for you. So shall we do for cos? Tan and cosecant, exactly same process you can follow. So let us do it for this guy. Cos inverse of minus x, that is pi minus cos inverse of x. How it comes, let us see. Here also same process. Let y is equals to cos inverse of x. Now cos, if it comes here, cos y is equals to x. Cos y equals to x. What you wanted is pi minus something. So this I can write cos y, cos pi minus y. Cos pi minus y. What is cos pi minus y? That is minus cos pi minus y. Cos pi minus y is sorry, here it is minus. We are starting with minus, right? Cos inverse of minus x. So I made a small mistake. Here it is. It starts with y. This one we have got minus x. Okay. Now I will write like this only. Cos y. Now what happens? Minus, if I send it here, minus cos y. Minus cos y is equals to x. So minus cos y, you know this property. When will you get a minus cos y? That is cos pi minus y is minus cos y. So now because 180 minus pi, in the second quadrant cos is negative, you get minus cos y. Now this thing is there, this I can write it like this. So I will write this as cos pi minus y equals to x. Now this I will send it that side. That is pi minus y is equals to cos inverse of x. What I wanted is y. So I will send y that side. That is pi minus cos inverse of x is equals to y. So what is y? Y started with cos inverse of minus x. That is pi minus cos inverse x. Okay. So like that you can derive for cot and secant. Same process. But finally you have to remember this. Okay. No need to and it is easy to remember because we grouped, that is sine, tan and cosecant, you will get minus, and here pi. If you see their range also, this is how you are getting it, the range, if you remember. This is minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Here it is 0 to pi. So that pi concept is used here. Okay. Now, this is today the last property that I will discuss. Then I will have only tan. Tan property I will not discuss today. Tomorrow we will discuss that. These properties, this is the last one that I will do now. Here actually they marked this as 2 and this they have marked it as 3. 3, A, B, C. This numbering, okay? This they split into 2 parts. Fine, no problem. Now we will take the fourth property. This is the last one today which I will discuss, and this is very important. And based on this, you will be solving many problems. So, write down this property. In trigonometry, not inverse trigonometry, just simple trigonometric functions. You have got 3 identities, very important. What are that? Sin square x plus cos square x is equals to 1. And then 1 plus tan square x is equals to, what do you get? 1 plus tan square x, secant square x. 1 plus cot square x equals to cosecant square cosec square x. We have these properties now. 3 properties, you remember? Similarly, here also you will get some 3 important properties. There you are using an angle. But here you would use ratios and then you will get some angle. That is, so here it will go like this. Very important, okay? Sine inverse of x plus cos inverse of x. So here the angle is same. Sine, sorry, not angle, ratio. This is the ratio. For inverse ratio. Here this x value ratio is same, which is minus 1 to plus 1. But sine inverse, cos inverse. You get here angle pi by 2. This is one. Next. Sec, but order I will follow. Tan inverse of x plus cot inverse of x. You get pi by 2. Now what is left here? Sine cos are going together. You see here complements. Sine cosine. Tan cotangent. Cot. Now what is left? Secant cosecant. Secant inverse x plus cosecant inverse x equals to pi by 2. Very important properties. So here also I will prove one. You can do similar, same thing. Same process you can follow other things too. So let me prove for this. Here sin inverse x plus cos inverse x equals to pi by 2. So let, here I will start with, I can start with anything, okay. Let me first start with, let y is equals to sin inverse x. Y equals to sin inverse x. I could have taken cos inverse x also. I will do both ways, no problem. So if you take y equals to sin inverse x, so same thing, sin if it comes here, sin y is equals to x. Okay. Sin y can be written as sin pi by 2 minus y. Yes or no? Sin 90 minus y. Why you are writing? Because you wanted 90 here. Is equals to x. Now sin you can send it here. If you send it here, what do you get? Pi by 2 minus y is equals to sin inverse x. Right? Now minus y send it that side. What do you get? Pi by 2 is equals to sin inverse x plus y. Oh sorry. What is sin pi by 2 minus y? Whenever, okay, yeah, I made a mistake here, small mistake. What is sin y? Sin y can be written as whenever sin pi by 2 minus y. If you write like this, what do you get here? It is cos y. Cos pi by, because whenever pi by 2 is there, you have to change the name. Cos pi by 2 minus y is, now it is sin y. Cos pi by 2 minus y is sin y. So sin y can be written as cos pi by 2 minus y. I am sorry, I made a mistake. It is not sin pi by 2 minus y. It is cos pi by 2 minus y is equals to x. Now, send cos this side. That is pi by 2 minus y is equals to cos inverse x. Now, minus y if it goes that side, plus y. So, this side you have left with pi by 2. That is cos inverse x plus y. What is y? Y started with sin inverse x. So, pi by 2 is equals to cos inverse x plus y is sin inverse x. So, you just now put it in order. What you get? Sin inverse of x plus cos inverse of x is equals to pi by 2. Now you might ask, sir, can I take y as cos inverse x? Perfectly fine. You can take. Let me do that way also. So y is equals to cos inverse of x. So what do you do now? Same process. Cos comes here, cos y. Cos y is equals to x. Now cos y can be written as sin pi by 2 minus y. Sin pi by 2 minus y. All of you know this. With pi by 2, ratios names will change. That is x. Now sin, if you go that side, that is pi by 2 minus y is equals to sin inverse of x. Now this goes that side, y is what? Cos inverse x. So pi by 2 is equals to sin inverse x plus cos inverse x. So same way. Similarly, you can do this, and similarly you can do this one. You can start with y equals to this, then do the same process. Or this one you start, then do the same process. You get all these three. So shall we solve some problems based on this? Okay? Quickly. Exercise examples, nothing is there on this. So we'll go to exercise. In the exercise, the question number 14. Okay? Question number 14. Question number 15. Question number 14. See here. Generally, based on this also, you'll get in CET and also board exam. See there. Hello, can you see me? Raise the please up screen. Okay, can you see me now? Yeah, okay. So, I hope you understood this question. Let us, example problem, example 3. Okay, I will do 3, example 3. You can do exercise later. Or I can do exercise. You can do example. Both are similar, not much different. Yeah, example, can you see me now? Yeah, fine. Example 3. Quickly we'll finish this. Sin inverse 2x square root of 1 minus x square is equals to 2 sin inverse x. Here x some restrictions, that is x should be less than or equals to 1 by root 2 and greater than or equals to minus 1 by root 2. We don't have to bother about too much this. So let us look into this one. Now same thing here, whenever you don't know anything, you just put function. Take some, what function is there here? Sin inverse. So you just put as y equals to sin inverse x. You can start with this. Now what you do? Same process, sin you send it this side. Sin y is equals to x. Right? Sin y is equals to x. So keep this at one side. Now take LHS. What is LHS? That is sin inverse of 2x square root of 1 minus x square. Now what is x? Substitute that here. So sin inverse, in place of x you can write sin y. 2 times sin y square root of 1 minus, in place of x you write sin square y, because it is x square. So sin square y. Sin square y. Now sin inverse of 2 sin y. What is square root of 1 minus sin square y? That is cos y. All of you know this. Because sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1. Here in place of theta you have got y. What is 2 sin y cos y? That is sin inverse of sin 2y. Sin 2y. So sin inverse sin gone. So what do you get? to y. What is y? Y you started with sine inverse x. 2 times sine inverse x, which is equals to RHS. Which is equals to RHS. So I'll stop here. I want you people to do example 3, 2. In 3 there are 2. 1, same fashion you can do 3, 2. And I can also just do exercise 2.21 and we can do 2 in the similar fashion. So here I'll write here exercise 2.2 first one, so that we can do second one. Homework. 3 sine inverse x is equals to sine inverse 3x minus 4x cube. Okay? This is the question. X belongs to minus 1 by 2 to 1 by 2. Okay. You see here. What happens? Same thing you take. Y is equals to sine inverse x. Okay? Or you could have taken theta angle sine inverse x. If you are comfortable with theta, you can take theta also, no problem. So that you remember sine 3 theta formula. Okay? Theta is basically it's angle, na? What sine inverse takes? Angle. So I could have put theta here or y, whatever. Okay, let me take one problem with theta. So if it comes here, sine theta is equals to x. Now you take this RHS first. You take RHS. RHS is equals to sine inverse. Wherever x is there, you put sine theta. That is 3 sine theta minus 4 sine theta, that is sine cube theta. So can you, something comes to your mind? If you see this is nothing but sine 3 theta formula. 3 theta formula. So now sine inverse sine gone. So you get 3 theta. What is 3 theta? Theta is sine inverse x. 3 sine inverse x, which is equals to your LHS. Okay, like that. You can do second problem, same fashion. Whatever we are doing right now here, it is the same technique. So that is the homework. In example 3, 2 and from here also second question. Now only one property is left, that is with respect to tan. So tomorrow we will discuss that, and then and there are many problems based on that. We will solve all those problems tomorrow. And also if you get some chance, you can go through that property